When I was a child, my mother passed away as to act like a major brat and as to throw temper tantrums for as my baby sister and do the psychotic things. Normal, like only children did that the way did my father, being a single parent with 2 young daughters, just disregarded his signs as me being a bad child. What he didn't understand at the time was that my family had a long history of mental illness on my mother's side. Both my grandfather and my cousin were both bipolar, and my mom was suspected of being bipolar before she died. So my father continued to raise me without seeking help. When I became a teenager, things became worse. I was obsessive about certain things that were beyond my control. I would experience months of depression. This began when I was 14 and continued through high school. I actually remember that no one had done anything to me, but I decided to be as mean as I could be to anyone that tried to interact with me. I would make friends with certain people, becoming enraged and jealous for no real reason. I'd off the friendship. I'd go through months of depression, and then one day, everything would go back to being okay, and I'd have high spirits and energy. This proved quite tiring for me, and I used to sleep all the time. I'd be up all night reading and writing poetry, and then sleep during the day. During my summer break from school, I gained over 30 pounds in 3 years out of bed, eating habits and depression. There'd be days where I would not eat anything, only consume Diet Pepsi, and other days where I would eat an entire box of deli snacks to myself. It became quite a return for my depression and my episodes. When I was 19, I met my nephews and had my son Austin. I tried to be the perfect mother, but with little money and my son being in the NICU for almost a month, things were bound to go downhill. I would wake up at 2, 3, and for his feedings, feed him, and go back to sleep. I felt horrible inside, like I'd caused him to be premature. The guilt completely took over during the time I was away from him at school. I was a college student part-time at this point. When I was 19 and my father passed away, I functioned correctly for about 2 months. Then I began sleeping uncontrollably, spending large amounts of money with no care, drinking excessively, alcoholism in my family as well, and I would have violent mood swings. Finally, one day, my sister and my dad's friends, before he passed, confronted me and told me that I needed to see a doctor, and they told me they thought I was bipolar. I instantly went into denial, lamb up with the lamest excuses for me not being bipolar, and for reasons not to talk to my doctor about medication.